Hello, my friends, and welcome to SoulPet. This is the channel that's dedicated to helping people recover after the loss of a beautiful animal companion. And we love to share messages of hope and messages of healing. And for those of you who are catching me for the very first time, my name is Elaine. I am a Reiki master and a chaplain, but my practice is dedicated to animals. And I would love to share with you a beautiful story today. Well, first, the YouTuber stuff. Please, if you find these messages helpful, click the like button, click the subscribe button, share the video out to those who may benefit from it. It is all about supporting each other. We have a beautiful community here, a community of people who support each other after the loss of animal companions and the deep grief that we feel afterwards, because our animal companions are the ones who have messages of hope and healing to share with us. They want us to know that the end is not the end, and that's the topic of today's story. So earlier this week, I work with a veterinarian a couple days a week, and earlier this week at the clinic, we had an elderly gentleman come in, so this is where you might want to grab a tissue. We had a very senior gentleman come in with his very senior dog, and she was very ill. She was very ill. She was at end of life. And it was it's going to make me a little emotional, and it's okay. Emotions are wonderful. We are meant to feel these emotions, and tears are a beautiful release. If we hold the grief inside, it really festers in there. It's good to release it every once in a while. And so I may cry during this little video. This beautiful senior came in, and his little girl was ready to go to the other side. And he said first of all, I witnessed a very, very tender, compassionate, I've never seen more compassionate care from a veterinarian as he cared for this gentleman and his senior dog. And as the beautiful little doggy, I'm not going to use any names, but as beautiful little doggy was crossing to the other side, beautiful chocolate lab senior, you know how with the gray muzzle, and the look in her eyes though was I'm ready to go and I need help. And as she was crossing, her human just reached down, took her little face in his hands, and he said, "Just wait for me, baby. Just wait for me. I'm not far behind." I told you I would cry. And it was so tender and so sweet to hear such a thing. And here's what our animal companions want us to know. The end is not the end. We've seen those movies, right? We've seen movies that we absolutely love, but we know that the credits are coming. And when we see the end come across the screen, it's sometimes it's disappointing because we never want it to stop. We never want those good stories to stop. You're in the middle of you're at a good novel and you're reading, and it's so good and you don't ever want to put it down. But you know that at some point you're going to get to the last page and it's going to say the end. The end is not the end. Not only are there other beautiful stories and amazing things for you as your life unfolds, the end, when we cross, is not the end. That's what our animal companions, more than anything, they want us to set aside this unnecessary fear of dying. It's an unnecessary worry, an unnecessary fear that there's nothing on the other side. One of the reasons we grieve so hard, besides that we love so hard, our grief is a direct reflection of our love. The depth of our love reflects the depth of our grief, and that's okay. So let those emotions flow. But we're literally petrified that there's nothing on the other side, that our animal companion is not there waiting for us, that it's empty over there. Well, they have come to show me, all of the animals that I've worked with now, animals that have been approaching end of life and have crossed to the other side, hundreds by this point. They have all shared with me, including my own beautiful Lucy, Jack, and Jake, all Winston, all of my beautiful animal companions who I still remain connected with, want us to know that it continues. Energy does not die, their soul does not die, their spirit does not die. Just like us, they were spiritual beings. They are spiritual beings who were having a physical experience. A beautiful soul came into a body to share this physical life with us. Their end approached quicker than ours, and they transferred over to a non-physical, spiritual, beautiful place, a place that we call the Rainbow Bridge, a place that we call heaven. And yes, your heaven exists. More than anything, your heaven exists, and they are waiting there with infinite patience. So know from them that the end is not the end. So don't just take my word for it. Here's what I would suggest that you do. In the early wee hours of the morning, when you first wake up, on those mornings when you wake up and it's still dark and you're still in a place of comfort and peace and just coming out of sleep, before you have a chance to let all of the external things that clutter our world come into play, lie in your bed in that beautiful space between awake and asleep and ask your animal companion to send you a message, a sign, a feeling, a note of comfort. Let them come through to you. That's the magic space. That space between awake and asleep, before your conscious mind fully takes over, your animal companion can reach through and share with you something beautiful. And it will be something so apparent and so obvious. And it may just be that your heart fills with love, that you have a sense that they are lying right there with you as you come to your awake state. So that's what I would suggest. Don't just take my word for it. Ask your animal companion to come through for you, and they most certainly will. All right, my friends, that is our message for today. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful night, a beautiful week, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy this beautiful moment, and may animals light your way.